Welcome to Life Spark Narratives, the place where real-life stories spark hope, build courage, and remind us of the incredible strength of the human spirit. Today, we're sharing a story that will touch your heart and redefine what you believe is possible. It's the journey of a street vendor, a single mother who, against all odds, turned a life of hardship into a miracle. This is the story of how she raised her child to become a doctor. Imagine the busiest streets of a bustling city, alive with the sounds of traffic and crowds. Picture a woman, small in stature, but immense in spirit. On her shoulders, she carries a heavy bamboo pole with baskets of goods dangling from each end. But the weight of that pole is nothing compared to the weight she carries in her heart, the burden of raising her child completely on her own. Poverty was a constant shadow, pressing down on her. Yet if you looked into her eyes, you'd see a fire that refused to be extinguished. It was the fire of hope. Her days were long, relentless cycles of work. They began before the first rays of dawn painted the sky and ended long after the city's noisy streets fell into a deep, quiet slumber. She worked through the scorching heat of summer that baked the pavement and the pouring monsoons that drenched her to the bone. Her fragile body never stopped moving, a testament to her unwavering will. Her hands, rough and calloused from years of labor, were a map of her struggles. But they held on tightly to life, to the one dream that kept her going. Some days were better than others. On good days, she'd earn just enough to put a warm meal on the table for her child. On bad days, she'd come home with barely anything. But every single coin, no matter how small, was a treasure. She would carefully save each one, tucking it away safely. These weren't just coins, they were seeds of a dream. A powerful dream that her child would one day finish school, break free from the suffocating grip of poverty, and live a life she could only imagine. This dream demanded immense sacrifice. More often than not, she would skip her own meals, telling herself she wasn't hungry,
just so she could save that little bit of extra money for her child's school books or a new pen.
She learned to hide her exhaustion behind a gentle smile. There were heartbreaking moments, like when her child, with the innocent curiosity of youth, would ask, "Mom, why can't we have nice things like the other families? Why is our life so different?" In those moments, she would fight back tears, pull her child close, and with a voice that was both gentle and unshakably firm, she would say, "Study hard, my love. Knowledge is your power. One day, you will be the one to change your life." In our story, her unwavering love and quiet sacrifices became the guiding light in her child's life. This constant display of strength wasn't a lecture or a command. It was a living, breathing lesson in resilience. Seeing his mother's tireless efforts, the child understood that education was not just about grades, it was a promise. A promise to make her sacrifices mean something. This profound understanding fueled an incredible drive to study harder, to excel, to rise above every single obstacle, and to hold on to the belief in a brighter tomorrow that his mother had so carefully planted in his heart. Years rolled by like seasons, each one marked by the mother's endless work and the child's growing knowledge. The bamboo pole on her shoulders seemed to get heavier, her hair streaked with more gray, but the fire in her eyes burned as brightly as ever. And then one day, the moment they had both worked so tirelessly for finally arrived. An envelope came in the mail. It was an acceptance letter to one of the country's most prestigious medical schools. For her child, it was a dream realized. But for the mother who couldn't read the sophisticated words printed on the page, the letter meant so much more. She didn't need to understand the text. She understood its meaning perfectly in her heart. She saw the tears of joy in her child's eyes, and she knew. This piece of paper was not just an invitation. It was a validation of every skipped meal, every sleepless night, every ounce of pain she had ever endured. It was the beautiful, triumphant proof of her sacrifice, her resilience, and her unconditional, boundless love. Her child was stepping into a new world, a future she had built for him. One coin, one drop of sweat, one prayer at a time. Fast forward to today. That one small child now walks the halls of a hospital, wearing the pristine white coat of a doctor. He spends his days healing the sick, offering comfort to the worried, and bringing hope to those in despair. living the very values his mother embodied every day of her life. And sometimes, in a quiet moment at the hospital, you might see an elderly woman. Her back slightly stooped, her hands forever marked by decades of street vending. She gently reaches out to touch the sleeve of her son's white coat, her eyes now weathered with age, filling with a quiet, profound pride that needs no words. She never asked for wealth, fame, or a life of comfort for herself. Her dream was simple, yet so powerful: to see her child succeed, to see him build a life of dignity and purpose. And as she stands there, watching her son live out that reality, she knows her dream has finally, beautifully, come true. Her life's work is complete. This incredible story is a powerful reminder for all of us. It teaches us that with love as our fuel, sacrifice as our path, and perseverance as our guide, nothing is truly impossible. It doesn't matter where you start in life. You can rise above poverty, you can conquer fear, and you can overcome any hardship, as long as you refuse to give up on your dreams. Hardship may slow our steps, but it can never, ever stop our hearts from reaching for the stars. If this story inspired you and touched your heart, please show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing to Life Spark Narratives, and sharing this video with others. Together, let's spread these powerful messages of motivation and hope far and wide, and remind everyone of the incredible strength we all hold within us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.